We are now going to do factors. So factors just basically say if we have a number, for example, 15, how can we create all the factors for that number? So I just have a technique that I used that I can get to the answer quickly. So let's see what we can do. So for this, you need to know your multiplication table, just to know what multiply by what. So let's start. So to start with this, the technique I'm going to use is something you're familiar with. You have the 15, and then you're just going to draw a line like that. And you're first going to say 15, it can't divide by 2, but 15 can divide by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 5 divided by 5 is 1. So that means the 3 and the 5 is factors. So we can write, but before we do that, for any number, if you want to write the factor of a number, the 15, the number itself is a factor, and 1 is always a factor. So always write 1 and the number itself, because 15 can divide by 15. That answer gives us 1, and 15 can divide by 1. That answer gives us 15. So that's why you can do it like that. So let's just fill this in. So here you have the 3 and the 5. So that means the 3 is also a factor. Oops, sorry. Here's the 5 and the 3 is a factor. So if we write it out properly, this is just for me to work out. So this you can do maybe on a separate page while you just getting used to this method of working. But the mathematical way, usually how they do it in the class, you say factor of 15 and you write it out from smallest to biggest. So smallest is 1, then you have 3, then you have 5, and then you have 15. So that will be your answer. Let's do another example. So that's question 1. Let's do another example, question 2. And let's do factor. I'm just going to do it like this, factor of 45. So let's start again. You have 45. 45 can't divide by 2, but 45 can divide by 3. That answer is 15. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And 5 divided by 5 gives us 1. So let's see what we can do here. So really you can see there's a 3 and there's a 5. So that 3 and 5 we can write down. But the rule number 1, if there's the number itself is a factor, which is 45, and 1 is also a factor. So we already start with 1 and 45, and then now we have the 3 and the 5 over here. And from here now is basically just to test if there's something else. Let's use this right-hand part over here and see if we can get some combinations. So with that, I'm going to look at 9. Why 9? Because I can already see here's a 3 and a 3. So 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. And if you work it out, 45 divided by 9 gives us 5. So that means 9 is also a factor. And another thing we can do, you can take these numbers over here, the 3 and the 5 and maybe the 9, and then you can just say separately, 45 divided by 3 gives us what? So let's work it out. What's 45 divided by 3? That answer will be, first you must see if you can work it out. If you can't work it out, and then you'll have, then it's not a prime number. But if you can work it out, then you can go forth. So that answer will be 15. So 45 divided by 3 is 15. If both this number and this number is a whole number or integer, meaning there's no decimals, then both of them is a factor as well. So in this case, you don't see the 15 anywhere here. So that means we can add that 15 as well. So let's see if there's more combinations. We have 3 and 3, 3 times 5. So there actually is the 15. The 3 times a 5 gives us 15. For now, that's the only ones I can see. So that means that's probably the answer. I'm just double checking if I've missed something. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to say 45 divided by 3 is 15. We have 15. 45. Just do this. So 45 divided by 5 gives us 9. We have the 9. So 45 divided by 15, there's a 3. So it looks like we've got everything. So let's just write this out in proper maths answer. So everything I've done now is just the workings of it. But to get the write the final answer properly, you just say 45 in brackets. And then everything that we've done over here, you just write this from smallest to biggest. So from smallest to biggest, you go, yes, so 1, and then it's 3, then it's 5, 9, 15, and 45. So there we have that answer. So now we have everything. Let's go to question 3. So question 3, we're going to do factor of 24. So before we start, already put a 1 and a 24 over there. So let's continue. We have 24. Divide that by 2. And we can divide by 2 now because 24 is an even number. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 can't divide by 2 because 3 divided by 2, you get 1.5. And the 1.5, because of that dot over there, it's not going to be a factor. So 3 divided by 3 gives us 1. Okay, so let's just look at our workings up to now. So now we already have 2, it's going to be a factor, and 3. So we're going to add the 2 and the 3 over here. Let's see if we can group a couple of things. So here we have 2 times 2 is 4. So let's first work it out. Can we say 24 divided by 4? Yes, that answer is 6. What does it mean? It means 4 and 6 we can add over here as a factor because it's both whole numbers. So we have 4 and 6. Let's see if we can group another. Maybe here we have 2, 2 and 2. I'm going to group all of this. 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. So that gives us 8. Or, so that means 8. Let's see if it works. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So yes, the 8 and the 3 is going to be a factor. Another thing that we could have done, and I'm going to do it now, I'm going to say 24 divided by each and every one. So if you know your multiplication tables, you can do this very quickly in your head without any time delay. So let's just start. 24 divided by 1 is 24. We've got that. 24 divided by 24 is 1. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Ooh, we don't have 12. So let's add the 12. 24 divided by 3 is 8. We've got both. 24 divided by 4 is 6. We've got both. 24 divided by 3 and the 8 we already have. There's a 2 and the 12. Let me just double check if I've missed anything. There's maybe another combination. So here I see a 2 and a 3. That gives us 6. So we already have that 6 over there. And 24 divided by 6 is 4. So it looks like we have everything. So let's just write the answer properly. The answer is going to be factors of 24. Write it from smallest to biggest, which is 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have 6, 8, 12, 24. So 24 is actually a small number, smallish number, but with a lot of factors. So let's just see again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24. So that's the factors of 24. So lastly, let's do the factors of 36. That's question 4. Factors of 36. What's rule number 1? Rule number 1 is 1 and the number itself will be factors. So let's break up 36. 36 divided by 2 gives us 18. 18 divided by 2 gives us 9. 9 can't divide by 2. So 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. And 3 divided by 3 gives us 1. So what's the two numbers that stands out here? On the right-hand side is 2 and a 3. So that means the 2 and the 3 is automatically factors. And just another quick way that you can do at this stage, you can now already say 32 divided by 2. So 32 divided by 2, 36 divided by 2, that answer is 18. So that means 18 is a factor. And you can say this 36 divided by 3, 36 divided by 3, that answer is 12. So you can already say 12 is a factor. So there we already have another 2 factors. Let's see if there's more. Here we have 2 multiplied by 2, it's 4. So can we say 36 divided by 4? Yes, we can. That answer is 9. So 9 is a factor. And because the 4 and the 9 is whole numbers, we can also say 4 is a factor. So there we have that one. Let's see if there's another one that we've missed. We have 3 times 3, that's 9. So we already have the 9 over there. 2 times 3 is 6. I don't see a 6. So let's see, can we say 36 divided by 6? Yes, we can. The answer is 6. So that means 6 must also be part of this. And I think there's no other combination that I can see. Maybe 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. But there we already have the 12. So it looks like we've completed everything. So let's just write it out again in proper math. So we have factors of 36 gives us from smallest to biggest 1, 2, 3. That's the next one, 4. Then we have 6. Then we have 9, 12, and 18. And we end with 36. So this line is now just, take that thing out so that it looks properly. There we go. So that's the answer. And before you finish, just double check that you've included everything that you see here in here. So I'm just double checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 36. Thank you very much. This was factors. Goodbye.